Hey.
What the fuck? Okay. Hi, I'm Blake.
And I am Ian.
And this is Awk Awe.
It is a podcast.
That's what it is. Yeah. So it's been a couple weeks.
Not to them.
Not to them. We kept it up with our game episode.
That's right. Which did a lot better than our first game episode.
Yeah.
I tell you what.
People liked this one. People tuning in for this one.
Yeah.
Better traction these days, I think, too. So yeah, that's cool.
And this one was recorded not in the early days of us recording, so it was
Also,
a lot better.
Yeah. Also that we had all of our current stuff going on, so it's a little more, a few more things figured out.
Hell yeah.
But it was recorded back in March.
Surprise.
Surprise. So it has been, especially with like how we've had to recently like move around days of when we record and like everything like that. It feels like it's been a few weeks.
Yeah.
Since we've recorded anything.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that.
Yeah.
A whole lot of it.
That's life, man.
Yeah.
But we still find a way and we make it happen and we continue on and all that shit.
This one's going to be a little crunch time for you, though.
Yeah. This one's, we're recording on Monday, which means if you're seeing this, we just recorded it yesterday.
Yep.
If you're watching on our usual Tuesday airing date, that is, I guess.
Yes,
if you watch after that, then it was on Monday and, Monday.
Mm-hmm.
June 2nd, Monday, right? All right. Cool. Happy Pride
Today's
Month.
the 3rd.
Let's see. What all do we have going on? There's been so much.
Holy crap.
That has happened recently. And man, yeah. What have you had going on? I'll ask that. What all you been up to, man?
Well, I'll tell you what, that DoorDash wasn't cutting it, so.
Right.
And I'm still being jacked around trying to get this CDL back so I can get trucking. So for the time being, I started this little warehouse job. I'm not going to name the name of the warehouse.
Right.
Just to give you
fair.
Just to give you a little hint. Think of a store that is all over the place, but is always out of stock of pretty much everything. Don't say it. Just think of it.
Do I know?
Yeah. You frequent it often?
No, I mean, like, I don't know if you actually told me where you're working. I think you just told me that you got a warehouse job and you're doing forklift stuff and doing all this and that. But I don't think I ever, because there's where we're at, there's so many warehouse places. I didn't think to ask which one specifically.
Well,
I'm assuming now based off of your description which one it is, because I know of one that's fairly close to here.
Yeah, quite a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not technically their employee, but like it's like a third party partner that unloads everything and deals with all the bullshit before they take it back.
Gotcha. Okay.
For everybody else to deal with.
Right.
And it's been hard work. I mean, I've worked in a warehouse before, but this is nothing like what I experienced then.
Next level, huh?
Yeah. I mean, the forklift makes it a little bit easier, but then you got to sort everything out, break the pallets down, and then put one product on a pallet and then put another product on another.
Right.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then sometimes when you're unloading, these things aren't even on pallets. So it could be packed to the brim like something packed from China. Mm-hmm. And you got to sort everything out until you get done with it. Yeah. It has not been easy, but I've just been starting out, and I should have definitely gotten in shape before I started this job, but just wasn't thinking about that. I thought I'd just be taking shit off with the forklift and we're golden.
Yeah, just moving things around.
Yeah.
Yeah, whipping it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, that's taking up a lot of my energy, and this has contributed to us having to move days around a lot. Mm-hmm. Still been doing a little DoorDash on the side just to make ends meet. Barely.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Barely the key word.
Well, yeah. Shit's tough out there right now, dude.
Yeah, for everybody.
Absolutely. But,
yeah. How about you?
Hopefully it all begins to turn around for everyone. Yeah, I don't know, man. Let's see. I feel like, I don't know, the last couple of weeks, there's been a few things. One of the things was something that I was going to talk about on one of our episodes, but we had to push that episode recording off.
I am sorry.
Ultimately, I don't care. I'm very flexible. So like it's whatever, dude.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Not in real life, except that one time that I stuck my boot up in the air.
Yeah, but my mom got a kick out of that.
Yeah, she liked that. Yeah. But no, I don't care if we move it around or whatever. Like as long as, because I don't too frequently through the week have any super important things, because all of my like tattoo appointments and work stuff is like later in the day, and we record in the mornings, so it never really matters to me unless I've got to do like a doctor's appointment with Shauna or the kids or something like that. That's the only thing that catches me up on having to move a day. But yours is now like working overnights and like all that stuff, so it's I definitely get it, dude. But there was this dumb shit that happened like the day before we were supposed to record. And then I think you had ended up working like a super late shift, way later than they were supposed to keep you, which is how warehouse stuff usually goes.
Yeah.
And we ended up pushing it off to like the following Monday, which was going to be crunch time. And I was like, it doesn't matter. It's fine, whatever. And then Monday rolled around and you and Sebastian were both sick. So I was like, well, all right.
That was another thing.
And then we end up using the game episode. And so, what happened was I had a tire blowout that happened. And I had called you. And I had called a few other people. I called you because you're right here and the school's right there. So I was just like, let me check in with you and I'll see. Around the time that it happened, though, was also a time where you would be picking up Sebastian on a normal day. And so I was like, maybe he's not even home. And Shauna was like, well, call just to see. And I was like, all right, I'll call just to see. But anyways, what had happened was I went to pick the kids up, and I think I was about to head to work, but I went to pick the kids up from school because we were getting them out of school early, I think just because it was like last week of school or something like that. And I go to turn in, and I don't know what happened. It sounded like I ran something over. I wish I had taken a fucking picture of this tire. I don't know why. Like for a car or any of my vehicles personally, it's probably the worst I've ever witnessed. Like, obviously, I've seen worse on the road, especially from like 18-wheelers and stuff, where it just like completely fucking unravels itself. Yeah. But this was like in the side wall. There was like this big, almost triangular section that was just like yanked outwards. Like, it was still attached, of course, but it was just like,
wow.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if it just like something happened there and it just like blew out. I don't know what happened, but
was that on the Jeep or the car?
This was on the car. And so I was driving to pick them up because it was the safer car. Yeah. And
I thought y'all had just got tires replaced on that thing too.
We've had like a tire here or there replaced, but I haven't done the full set yet. I'm looking into doing that now just because this happened, but we haven't done like a full new set. I've just replaced like what was necessary at the time, and this was not one of them because the tread wasn't crazy low or anything, and the tread wasn't the problem. It blew out the sidewall. I don't know what happened, but it sounded like I ran something over, and like maybe I did and it triggered something. I don't know. I like to this day I have no idea, but it sounded like it didn't sound like a tire like busting, you know what I mean? Like from in the car, it did, like usually you hear a really loud pop.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? It was like, it was a pop, but it kind of sounded like when you run over, like, I don't know, a bottle in a parking lot. You know what I mean? Like, it's not quite like a tire pop. It's like, it seemed like I ran something over. And so I had just, thank God, I had just gotten to the school. Now I've like turned in. And so I'm going very slow coming around to the front, all that, right? And so I'm going so slow that I don't notice that it's flat. But I still wanted to check it out because it did sound weird. So I go around to that side to see that both of my tires are fine, whatever. And of course they weren't. My front tire was completely flat.
That was the front one too.
Yeah.
Shit.
Very dangerous. Very dangerous, dude. And Shauna had just mentioned the day before that it felt like it was driving weird on that side. She was in the passenger seat. And I looked at it and it looked fine. Everything looked okay. So I don't know what happened. But it happened before I picked the kids up, thankfully. So everything's good. But I sat out there and we have a spare. But the tire... the tire jack that we have is like the cheapest one that you can get. With the very super skinny thing that you have to like take out, put back in, rotate again. It's hitting the ground, pull it out, put it back in, go again. You know what I mean? And I'm just and it's not like it's easy to just get it to go. Like you've got to put some force in it because it's lifting the car. And so I'm just like laying on the fucking ground, just doing this, taking it out, putting it back up. And I've already like loosened the bolts and all that, right? And so
it's been kind of toasty out, so you're probably out there sweating too.
Oh, I was sweating so bad. And you know what pissed me off more than anything? I just got out of the shower.
Oh, God.
I was livid.
That's the worst.
I was livid, bro. I was so mad. Oh, my goodness. I was so mad. And so I had already gone, like, I'm already pissed off enough about this situation. But also I had the thought that, like, I don't want my kids to have to sit in school longer than they need to. Changing this tire shouldn't take me too long. I'm going to go ahead and pull them out of their classes, you know, so they can like have some fun, feel like they got out of class, right? I should have just left them in there for a bit. Overall, this whole situation, once I checked them out, only took about half an hour. So it really wasn't that bad. But
still a little bit of an inconvenience.
Yes, it's hot as hell. The kids can't sit in the car because I'm working, you know what I mean? Like it was just... I could have left them in for an extra 30 minutes, so I felt bad about that. But so I'm doing the thing, and I get it to where the tire's finally off the ground, right where it needs to be, so I can take it off, put the donut tire on there, and it fucking shifts and collapses. Thankfully, nothing happened. Nothing got smushed. Nothing. All my digits are all good. But it fucking collapsed. And I was like, dude, never in my life of changing a tire have I had even the cheap ones do that to me. So I'm not sure what happened, but, so I'm sweating my ass off. And I'm like, at this point, there's no way that I'm willing to do that again. So that's why I called you to see if maybe you had another jack. I think Shauna reached out to her grandparents who live like 20 minutes or so away, see if they had a jack. And I had the idea that I would call 911 just to see. Didn't know if they would or wouldn't. I don't know what all they do to protect and serve, but I'm looking to cash in on the serve portion. And I was like, well, let me just try. So I call in and I get dispatch, and the lady tells me, she's like, I don't know if that's something that they do or have, but I'll call them. And so she says, I'll call you right back. And I'm waiting. I think like, you know, maybe 8 minutes or so go by. Not important, but it goes by, and she calls back and I say, hey, what's up? and she was like, hey, this is dispatch with Butts County or whatever. I was just letting you know that we do have somebody, I don't know if it was from the sheriff's office or whatever, who's coming out, who does have a jack, and they're coming out to assist. And I was like, oh, awesome. Okay, cool.
Pretty cool.
So I called Shauna back, and I was like, hey, you can tell your grandparents no rush. I've got an officer that's supposed to be bringing a jack. And she was like, well, are they there yet? And I was like, she said they were en route. And I mean, I assume probably fairly close. I don't know. But I told them where I was, and I should be here soon. And right as I was saying that, they're pulling in, and I was like, oh, yep, they're here.
All right.
So he gets out of the car, and he was like, dude, I'm about to make your life so much easier, bro. And he opens his back door, and he brings out the heavy duty shit, bro. The fucking thing with the big old, this thing.
The crank thing.
Yeah. You get the tire up just like this.
Yeah.
And so, he, I've never used one of the bigger ones before personally. So, I was like, I don't know exactly where I need to line this one up. Turns out you just fucking slide it under a little bit and it's fine. But I wasn't aware. I didn't want to fuck anything up. But you could also tell that he didn't really want to fuck anything up, because he was just like, if he fucks anything up on my car, like, that's a problem for him, I'm sure. Yeah. I wouldn't think of it that way, but I know plenty of people would. So he puts it under there for me, and we get the car up. And, you know, of course, it only takes a few fucking jacks. I don't know what the fuck you call that motion. So I finished taking the bolts out, pull the tire off, take it to the trunk, grab the donut. And then he takes the donut and he kind of puts it on there for me. And then I put the bolts on and then crank it back on, and we're good to go. So all in all, it was pretty cool. I haven't had a lot of run-ins since we've moved down here, because we moved down here around the same time. I haven't had a lot of run-ins with Butts County, but
I don't think I've had one.
Shout out to that one guy in particular. He was very cool, very accommodating. I didn't expect that, but
yeah, it's not what we're used to in Clayton County.
Definitely not what we're used to in Clayton County. Also, I didn't expect him to have a jack just in general. Like, that.
Yeah.
Sick. But
pretty dope.
Like I said, it just seemed like one of those things that, like, when you've got a fleet of cars, you feel like you would probably have to keep some stuff on hand. So I was like, let me just try, dude. Like,
yeah, you see them kind of helping each other out on the side of the highway whenever one of them has a blowout.
Yeah, that too. So I was like, maybe. Maybe, but they also could have told me just to fuck off, and like, they got bigger fish to fry, and I would have been like, well, all right. Yeah. So it was cool overall. All's well that ends well there. I
must have been out of it, because I do not even remember you calling me about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You were definitely out of it, because you hit me up later to say sorry that you'd missed my call, that you'd been sleeping. And then it registered for me that Sebastian was already out. You guys had already posted pictures of like the pre-K graduation type deal.
Yeah.
And you were probably sleeping from your work the night before.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I didn't even register that, like, the new schedule yet. You know what I mean? So yeah, you were definitely out of it.
Had to be.
Because I think you texted me like as soon as you woke up, and you were like, because at this point I had already made it to work. And that was the other thing that kind of sucked. I know this is like a long, boring story about my tires, but
these are things that humans deal with.
Right. But what I realized when I got back home is that my back left tire on the Jeep had worn in to where I could see like that wire type shit. And I was like, well, I can't drive on that. So I drive the car to work on the donut. And we were talking about looking for tires and stuff like that, so I didn't get it changed that day. The next day, I was like, I got to take the Jeep and get new tires on this thing. So I changed 2 of the tires on there, because one was getting too low, and the other had already worn in. So I got 2 tires switched out on that. Now it's riding smooth. It doesn't do that weird wobbly shit no more. It's great.
Very good.
And then I got another tire for the car. So the day after that. So and pockets were screaming, but you know, here we are driving
safely. Mm-hmm. Hallelujah.
Woo! All right.
All right. So we got a couple little changes to the giveaway we're going to be doing. Mm-hmm. And Blake, what are your ideas? What are your ideas on that?
Okay, so as you all know, we have the giveaway, and you guys will. I don't think I'm going to post this anywhere. So if you're watching our videos and you're dedicated to the giveaway and the cause and everything like that, you will see this, right? Or you will hear this, whichever. So changes being made. You can continue sharing on your story. That will still count as one entry every time you do that. But you no longer have to post directly on your page. It was getting a little spammy. I didn't realize just how long it would take. Not enough people know us well enough to be like, yeah, I'll definitely subscribe, because obviously you would have to dedicate a couple of hours to watching some of our stuff to see if you're even interested. Yeah. So I understand. But also
is busy.
I have had some feedback as well. I didn't get the feedback until I told people that they could stop posting on their page. Yeah. And a handful of you were posting every single day, very dedicated, and it is appreciated. But it was getting a little spammy. And after making that choice and letting everybody know personally, I messaged everyone, and I messaged everyone that had been kind of staying on top of it daily. And I had one person tell me that some people had reached out to them to see if they had been hacked. And I was like, ooh, we made the right call.
Yeah, that's not what we need.
So that's not the vibe we're trying to give off. The hopes were that, you know, you share it and then eventually you could clear them and the giveaway would be over and it's all said and done. But
I know me personally, this is the reason I haven't really been posting it every day like that. It's like, it kind of gets on my nerves when people do that.
Yeah.
Like every single day. That's all you see on their page.
And I didn't think that through, because when I really thought about it, that's what made me want to also stop doing it as well, because I was seeing the posts so frequently that I was like, man, this is probably going to annoy some people. And that's going to give the opposite vibe of what we want. So
don't need that.
No. And so that was then confirmed by people assuming that they had just been hacked. And that's also not what we want. So some changes are, we're no longer worried. Let's be real, guys. We bit off more than we could chew with 1,000. I mean, if we reach that at the end of this giveaway, amazing. I'm thankful. So great.
I think we could get there on TikTok at least, but YouTube, that's going to...
Yeah, on TikTok, it's a steady climb that's continuing. YouTube, for whatever reason, people are very stingy to click that subscribe button. Like, we've got a lot of people that watch and don't subscribe. So it's just like, just click it. Like, you don't even, just click it. You know what I mean? Just click.
Just a little click.
It's a real easy.
You ain't got to pay for shit.
Yeah, you don't even have to pay for anything. You're just supporting the boys. Like, just click it. But we do want to build engagement here a little more organically. So we are offering, obviously, pace yourself when you do this. Don't go buck wild and do it all in one day, because that also looks spammy. Right? But what we have come up with is we've got 30 plus videos or so. Comment something from that video down below. And if you already have in, like, I don't know, since we started the giveaway, then do me a favor and let me know, because it's kind of difficult to create the time to sort through all of that. But going forward, all of these comments are going to be, I don't know, what, 5 entries? 2 entries? 3 entries? Or 2 per comment and 2 per like?
That seems reasonable.
Okay. All right, cool. We'll do that.
And then an extra one if you share.
Okay. So
yeah, we can make it 5 in all. 2 for the comment, 2 for the like, 1 for the share.
Okay, there we go. So you have a chance for 5 additional entries per video. So you do the math on that. That's a good bit. So you've got 2 for a comment, 2 for a like, 1 for a share, 5 total. If you absolutely hate the video, because let's be honest, we're still figuring things out, and I'm sure we've had some duds. It happens.
Yeah.
I don't expect that every single video that we've ever made is just so amazing to you. If you don't feel like it's great, you don't have to share it. That's fine. But it does gain you an additional entry.
Or you could share it and be like, oh, look at this shitty ass episode here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, maybe don't do that. That gives people the wrong. Yeah, maybe not. But ultimately, there you go. That's your way to get 5 additional entries per video with 30 plus videos. I forget the exact number that we have going on right now. But it's quite a few, because we've got
we're almost
at least
a year in,
30 regulars, and we've got holiday episodes as well tied in. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, that's a chance for a lot of additional entries, and you don't have to post anything on your personal page. You can share it to your story, tag us, let us know. And yeah, there we go. So we've got that sorted. We've got that figured out. Those are the updates to the giveaway. Was there anything else?
My name is Ian.
Yeah, that's Ian. So there you go. I don't know if there's anything else that I'm forgetting. I think that's everything.
No, I think that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just don't be spammy.
Yeah, don't be spammy. Don't do
we
this
don't want that.
all in a day.
We're sorry that we made you look spammy.
Yeah, we do apologize for sure. We don't want that to be our image. So, yeah, I guess
brings in the wrong kind of publicity.
Yeah, and all publicity is good publicity, I guess, but it didn't really do anything for us. So, yeah, just, you can also continue to tag your friends in our post. That's fine. That also counts as 1 entry. So, yeah, there's that. And you lost the game. So,
yep.
Yeah, I think that's it. If you have questions, reach out. We'll respond. We'll clarify on anything that needs clarification. Again, this will not be updated in a giveaway ad posting of any sort. This will be purely in this video. You have to watch. And I will say that there are giveaway updates in the video. Like when we share it, it will say that. But that is it. That's how you'll know. You have to watch this episode to find out. So here it is, buried in the middle somewhere. Boom. Won't notice that at all.
Nope. You know what else I think they would have noticed? Because this was probably blocking it. Gotta go a little bit higher.
Oh, there you go. And again, you guys lost the game.
Maybe they didn't lose it the first time because it wasn't seen.
They did. Mm-hmm. They did, because all you got to do is hear the game, and you lose the game, and it's making you think about the game. You lost the game. Mm-hmm. So the game. Okay, so another tidbit.
Titties?
Yeah. I have ADHD, and that's no secret. Little backstory on that. I was diagnosed when I was in the 3rd grade.
Stop.
And But no, seriously, I do have it pretty severely. So, and in that, anybody who has it will probably be able to relate to this. I think there's a few other things that have this as well, like possibly OCD and possibly a couple of other things. But you get these interests that you just really dive all in. And I have done that recently with something pretty wild. And it is ghost hunting, which sounds so ridiculous to say out loud, but like,
not really.
I just, when you just like say it, you know what I mean? Like, there's no context, there's no past interest of ghosts and lore, and you know what I mean? Like, I have an interest in the paranormal, but nobody's ever heard me say I'm going to go hunt for Sasquatch this weekend. You know what I mean? Like, maybe Mothman.
Maybe Mothman.
I do be keeping my eyes peeled for that. But no, I have been doing a deep dive due to this video game that my wife found called Phasmophobia. And boy, the chokehold that it has on me. So this came at a time during this past month where I've gotten so bored with Fortnite's season. They decided to do a 1-month season of Star Wars, and I like Star Wars just fine. I love Vader's storyline and his fall and his rise and his everything great.
That's been about the most interesting part of Star Wars.
It's the only interesting part of Star Wars. It's it. It's the only interesting part. Like literally, I could watch clips of Anakin going to the dark side all day.
Even when he's going after the younglings?
100%. Yeah. Order 66, charge it. It's just such a good arc. Like, he does the most evil shit, and like, you're supposed to bring balance to the Force, Anakin. And
you were supposed to be the chosen one.
He becomes Vader, and in his final hours with redeeming himself for his son, takes out himself, the Emperor, everything, boom, becomes Anakin again in the Ghost Force life or whatever. Like, just such a great arc there. So good. Why they thought they needed to continue it with the other stuff that's happened in recent years, I don't know, but that was awful.
I will say,
yeah.
You know how when the new episodes started coming out, like episode 1, 2, and 3, Phantom Menace through Revenge of the Sith?
Yes.
How, I guess it was George Lucas, he went back and edited the old movies.
Right.
To where when Revenge of the Sith ended.
Right.
Like, it was the ghostly form of young Anakin instead of the original one.
I thought that was super cool.
You thought that was cool?
Yeah, you didn't like that?
I didn't.
Okay, why not?
Because, like, don't edit old movies.
Okay, I do get that. Yeah. I do understand that. Yeah.
I mean, like, you know how Jabba the Hutt, he used to look all puppety and everything. Now he's looking all CGI. Have you ever noticed that?
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm weird. I just didn't like that.
No, I understand. Yeah. I do understand. I say that I like it because I think that it's cool to make such a drastic change to one like 20-second clip of a movie. You've gone back and now that is the edition that exists. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's...
Unless you've got all the old VHSs.
Yeah. And I think it's cool just in the sense that he's keeping synchronicity. You know what I mean? Like, it's now Hayden Christensen. You know what I mean? Like, I think allowing that to be the full circle moment so you can watch it from actual beginning to end, cool.
Yeah.
What I didn't like was everything they did after that. I mean, besides some of the animated series and stuff like that that included Anakin, like that's all cool. I'm a huge fan. Was cool. Mandalorian is great.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Andor yet. I've heard good things though. Apparently that takes place before all of it. Yeah. So I gotta check that out. But
the High Republic and all that.
But like I'm a Star Wars fan. I wouldn't say like fanatic, like I know everything about it. I don't, but I do enjoy the Anakin story arc. So,
I wonder if he ever got over not liking sand.
Probably not. Probably not.
No.
No. You think he likes lava? Probably not.
No.
But my thing is, Fortnite has done Star Wars.
No shit, we really went off on a tangent.
Oh,
there.
we did. We did. And
There's your ADHD.
There it is.
I contributed.
It's so easy to just go off the rails and go somewhere else. And so my thing with Fortnite is they've done Star Wars so many times. And I enjoy Fortnite. I like what it's got going on. I'm very excited for the new season coming up. I was excited for the last season they had. Robbing the banks and stuff like that. It was a great time.
Hell yeah.
It was super fun. I got to run around as a pickle at certain points. I got a new dope-ass skin of Midas. Like, it's all great stuff. They've got a superhero season coming that is not strictly Marvel. It's not strictly DC. It's just superhero in general. So I think that broadens the horizons and allows like a lot of opportunity there. So hopefully they don't fumble that.
Dope.
But they'll also be releasing Superman from the movie this summer. So I'm fucking stoked. I finally have my opportunity to get a Superman skin. So
I know you'll be back for that.
I've got something. When this new season starts, I feel like my interest will be sparked again. But the Star Wars season lost me. It went on way too long. It was fun right there for May the 4th and Revenge of the 5th and all this stuff. Like, if they had done like a 2-week thing, it might have been okay. The only cool thing they did this season, in my opinion, was they added Mace Windu. They added Jar Jar Binks.
I have to edit something. I think I said Revenge of the Sith instead of Return of the Jedi for episode 6.
Okay. Well, I don't have a way to edit that, so...
No, I'm just editing myself. I'm just saying I'm correcting myself. I just realized I did that.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure you wanted to leave this in, because this is going to stay in so that you can correct yourself. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Absolutely. No, yeah. I don't know what you said, to be completely honest. I don't know which one of those.
I said...
you said Revenge of the Sith instead of Return of the Jedi?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. I see.
Thinking back.
Possibly.
Yeah.
And then we'll watch it back and you didn't?
Yeah.
If you didn't, I'll cut all this.
Okay.
Yeah. But
I farted.
That's crazy. So I'm gonna leave that in. I'm a child. All right.
Oh yes.
So let's see. Where was I? Oh yeah. So they added Jar Jar Binks. They added Mace Windu. All these fun things. One thing that and they also added this super customizable Mandalorian skin, which is top notch, very cool. But that's it. That's all they did for this season. That's actually cool. Oh, and AI Darth Vader. You can talk to Darth Vader in the game, and he will answer any questions you have about anything. Very cool. Unless you ask him about Order 66, he'll tell you that that's irrelevant. And what'd you do during Order 66? He will not tell you. He'll say, I don't see how that is important in this game.
Yeah.
But James Earl Jones' family is very on board with getting to have that happen and his AI voice being used and stuff like that.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, I thought that was dope. I think they're now facing some people suing them from maybe production companies and stuff because it's James Earl Jones. I don't know. I think it's dumb, but yeah, having his voice be utilized is very cool. So, anyways, that's about it. And those all came in very, like, here's the first week, you get one of these. Here's the second week, you get one of these. Like, they stretched it out so far that if they had done it closer together, I probably would have played for 3 weeks straight and then sat out for the last week. Now it's turned into about 2 days a week I'll hop on Fortnite and play this stupid season. They also didn't give me They have a lot of lightsabers you can get a hold of and a lot of force moves that you can get a hold of. So that's cool too, but it's not enough to keep me hooked. The thing that irritates me the most is that they've done Star Wars for so long that we should have lightsaber pickaxes. Why do we not? Why do we not have customizable lightsaber pickaxes? Something like that. I know for a fact they could sell a customizable lightsaber pickaxe for 2,000 V-Bucks and people would buy it. Yeah. They would go crazy for it.
Absolutely.
Why would you not do it? And then people make the argument that like, oh, the lightsabers are an actual weapon in the game. You think I give a fuck? When we played the Ninja Turtle season a year ago, they had all of their actual weapons and those were weapons in the game. So make a fucking different argument, bro. If I run up on you and you don't have an actual lightsaber, you just have the pickaxe out, you're dead.
Yeah.
If you have an actual lightsaber, I'm getting my ass wrecked.
Just bop them.
Yeah. Like, dead. So these are things that just, don't make sense. I don't know. Give it to the people. The people want it.
Nobody cares.
And then if you guys give it to us on like the last day of the season, I'll be so irritated. But I don't think it's coming. I don't think it's ever going to happen. People have been asking for years. So that's
just like I've been asking for Kratos to come back.
So, yeah. And they updated the file and then did nothing with it. So that was bullshit.
Yeah. That was a tease.
Yeah. They're currently updating the Street Fighter skins. So maybe those will come out. Maybe they'll do nothing with those. Who knows? Anyways, so I say all of that to say that I've been very bored with this season of Fortnite. So my wife found a game called Phasmophobia that makes you, you're essentially a ghost hunter. And you've got to narrow down all of this evidence you can find on a ghost, figure out what kind of ghost you've got on your hands here at the place that you're hunting for the ghost at. Get pictures of evidence and test for different things and all this stuff. And it has been so great and so scary and so funny. The places that you hunt for the ghosts are, in my opinion, very well done. Like, very, 3D models of homes rendered very well. But you can tell that they spent all of their time on these places and not the characters. Because the character movement is the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. Now, a lot of times you're playing, if you play single player, you don't see any of this because it's first person. But as soon as you get a group of people together, and let's say you just need to look up a little bit, your entire body will do this. And you will bend backwards on a 90-degree angle. And then if you look down, you're like this at another 90-degree angle. And so it's very your pivot movement is right here in your waist. There's no bending of back. There's no bending of the neck. It's all just, it's hilarious. It's great. And I love it. But it has triggered this memory that last October, and I think we briefly spoke of it, because I know you said initially that you didn't really remember us talking about it, but it sparked this memory that when we first started this podcast, it was right before October, and we were like, what's something really cool and really scary but fun, and what's something we could do for October? And one of the ideas that we had was to go on a live ghost hunt. But we had started so close to October, there was no way to get anything ready. We were still in the early days of recording. I think it was quite a few episodes before we even had microphone upgrades. And so we just didn't have anything. It wasn't enough time to plan anything out. Now, I think we have enough time to plan it.
I think so.
So
we're going to be ghost hunters.
This October, our plan is to go on a ghost hunt. And we're talking about having a ghost hunt every week for the month of October. Now, all of this lines up with us ending the giveaway. I would love to get as many subscribers, as many followers, as many everything as we can. But the deadline of the giveaway is going to be August 31st. And that is it. That is all. Whatever we reach is whatever we reach. And we will be grateful for it. And that's it. So that's how much time you guys have to get all of your entries in. You've got this month, next month, and all of August. And then we will be prepping for Ghost Hunt October.
You know what else I think we should do?
What do you think? Tell me.
I think that ultimately the tattoo will be the grand prize, but I think we should have a second and third prize as well.
Okay. All right. I'm down. What are you thinking?
I don't know. That just came to me.
Okay. All right. Awesome. The idea is there. Okay. All right. Yeah. We can figure it out.
Some shit in. Yeah.
Yeah. We can, we can rattle some things back and forth, figure out what we want a second and third prize to be, nail that down and air that in a future episodes. Keeps these people coming back.
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Second and third place. I mean, there's always a gold, silver, bronze. So yeah.
Yeah, with all the effort people have been putting in, I don't want it to be just one person getting something. You know what I'm saying?
I completely agree. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, the tattoo. That's what everybody's going for.
That's a big one. That's half a day. That's a big one.
Yeah.
I don't think we can promise that second and third will be anywhere near that. But also, if you guys have ideas, call our voicemail.
We still have that.
We still have that. The number is down below. You can read it off. Give it a call. It's not in the video anywhere. I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't said it in a while, and I don't want to fuck it up. But I know for a fact I put it in the description of every single video, so it is in there. Just scroll down, boop that thing in your phone, and give it a call. Call in with ideas, or send it text messages. It can receive those, I think. Or shoot us messages personally with ideas of what you think second and third place should be, and we will take those into consideration as well.
Erotic massage from both of us.
Oh, I mean, with consent.
No.
Just kidding. JK. Don't clip it.
No.
Don't clip it.
Please don't.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be good, and we would like to hear from you guys. What you, with you guys putting in all of the effort, what do you think, if you didn't win and could potentially get second or third place, would validate your efforts and your dedication to this? I would love to hear it, and we can rattle some ideas around that.
Yeah,
and figure some things out. Yeah, I like that. That's a great idea, bro.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. I had a good idea.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
good job, man. Good job.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
Tap that. Gonna tap you. Not you. Tap.
Yeah, not me.
Tap. You remember that game, that tap game that came out when the iPod Touch and the iPhones first started coming out? That tap revenge little music game. Go tap 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 da 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 tap 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 tap. You remember that?
Did you play it that aggressively?
Yes. So you remember?
Yeah, I think I was more like beep 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 beep.
Bro, I was so excited to have an iPod Touch. That was the first game I downloaded.
That's fair. Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I had an iPod Touch. I had I think the first like touchscreen thing I ever had was this super old ass what the fuck was that brand? HTC or something? I don't know.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, it was like my first year of college. It was the phone that I could afford on my own. Yeah. And I went and picked it up, and it was probably like this big. And I mean, just compared to my current cell phone, like, that's wild. But
I thought you were about to say compared to something else.
Well, I mean, so compared to that, this is huge. So, it's such a tiny little screen, dude. And the first game I downloaded on it was Temple Run. Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah. And you just get this tiny little screen, little swipes, and boom, 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 boom. And then I think I got Fruit Ninja.
Everybody had Fruit Ninja.
Fruit Ninja was that was a good one. But yeah, I do vaguely remember that game.
Yeah. Had a pretty nice version of that Anne Boleyn song, Feel Good Drag. Like, I had a specific version of that exclusive to Tap Tap Revenge. I still go to YouTube to listen to it every now and then. It was so
really?
good.
Oh, damn. That thing got a hold on you.
Yeah.
All right. Hell yeah. All right. Well, with that little run off the railroad there, that was good this time.
You remember? Remember that?
You remember?
Yeah, I remember.
So we talked about the introduction to what we've got going on in October because, as we said towards the beginning of this episode, I think we've talked about so many things. We've been all over the place, and that's what happens when you have 2 weeks of not recording anything. Mm-hmm. So sorry, guys.
So many ideas.
Hopefully you loved all of this, but the main the main event of what we're talking about today is paranormal based. We haven't talked about anything paranormal in quite a while, so we figured with the bringing up of our October ghost hunts that we'd talk about a place here in Georgia that unfortunately has been completely demolished, but rumor has it paranormal things still happen in the area where it was demolished. So pretty cool. But this is known as the Surrency Hauntings. Surrency. Yeah.
Where exactly in Georgia?
I want to say it was called Surrency for some reason.
And that's crazy because...
Yeah, it is.
Usually when they tear down a place or burn it I think you have to burn it, though. Like, supposedly burning the place is supposed to get rid of all the spirits and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's the way that has to go, yeah. Toss a couple of sages in there and burn it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not completely demolish it.
Yeah, I think if you just run it over, it's kind of poltergeisty.
Yeah.
But no, it's Surrency, Georgia. That's what made me question it, because I was almost positive it was, but that's also the name of the family home. So, so we'll go over a little bit of everything, but this is in general what went down. So, this is a haunting that is rarely talked about. You can probably find a few podcasts that have touched on it. There's a few news articles out there about it, but it just doesn't get talked about very much, but it is very well documented. So you've got Mountain Dew has the same effect as fucking Coke, I guess. Even
without the sugar.
Jeez, there it is. All right, cool. Yeah. We'll cut that out. So
no.
Oh, we'll leave it? All right. You called it. We'll leave it.
Yeah, you're going to keep my declaration of me farting in here. We're going to have that.
Okay.
We just gassy folks.
Hey, sorry for your ears, guys. So anyways, this happened in a small town, southeast Georgia, in the early 1870s, so a long time ago. The town was called Surrency, and what unfolded there was so bizarre, so public, that it made headlines across the country. So you've got articles all the way up to New York that have written about this place. So, I mean, word was spreading. And you think about how crazy that really is, because this is back in like the 1870s. I mean, there have been updated articles since of people talking about it, but like even back then of things happening, word was spreading. Like,
This is like
so fast.
very post-Civil War.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, like literally like
not even 10 years later.
Yeah, just right after.
That's crazy.
Yeah, very, very close after. So, yeah, made headlines across the country and forced the Georgia General Assembly to get involved. So
that's serious.
It apparently was very serious. So this was a case that defied logic, scared the clergy, baffled journalists, and still echoes through the pine forests of Georgia nearly 150 years later. The story begins in October of 1872, in the home of Alan and Sarah Surrency. Alan was no fringe figure. He was a respected businessman, station master for the Macon and Brunswick Railroad, and the founder of the town that bore his name. That month, strange things started happening inside the Surrency home. Books flew off shelves, crockery shattered. Crockery shattered in midair. Objects would hover or travel across the room without warning. And this all happened in front of multiple witnesses. So it wasn't just the family. Neighbors, local townsfolk, and even passing passengers from the railroad stopped to witness this chaos firsthand. Newspapers like the Savannah Morning News and the Atlanta Constitution published detailed reports about the occurrences. Not just hearsay, but full-blown eyewitness accounts.
Shoot.
And then the activity escalated. Heavy furniture slid across the floor, sometimes flipping over. Windows slammed shut, even when nailed open. Doors opened and closed on their own, accompanied by loud, echoing bangs. And then came the fires. Spontaneous blazes that appeared out of nowhere and extinguished themselves just as mysteriously. In one documented event, a brick materialized midair, fell to the floor. Where the fuck that brick come from, dog? In another, Sarah Surrency was nearly struck by a heavy object, launched across the room. Again, no visible source. Alan Surrency tried to stay rational, as I'm sure any person would who's fucking terrified out of their mind with no explanation of what's going on, especially in 1870.
Yeah.
Like, I would throw it to ghosts. Why are you trying to be rational? It's 1870. You guys don't have enough science to base anything off of.
Yeah.
You can't be like, oh, this is just the magnetic polarization of this and that. No. You don't have none of that shit, bro. You don't know any of this.
Not yet.
You barely got an understanding of a compass, probably. Like, anyways. So.
Yeah, what do you chalk it up to?
Right. Just like, just the wind. Don't worry, baby. It's just the wind. Oh, sorry. His accent was probably more like, it was just the wind. Yeah, that real
that little southern drawl.
Yeah, the real racist accent. No, I'm just playing. Yeah. So I only say it because it's the South in 1870. Okay, so
and we live here, so we know.
I mean, it's just pretty real. It's pretty real. I was joking, but it's real. So, anyways, so what he was suspecting actually was pranks or sabotage of some sort. How you explain this to create fires and extinguish itself, or throw furniture at your lady, or materialize bricks in midair, I don't know.
It's just the wind.
But he's just like, hey, sabotage. And then, but multiple investigations found that no evidence of trickery existed. And this wasn't a time when people had access to advanced gadgets or illusions, right? Yeah. So, not happening. Then there was a local minister who, after witnessing a Bible flung violently from a table, said that he could only conclude this was the work of the devil. Bum, bum, bum. What makes this haunting stand apart is how thoroughly it was documented in real time. Alan Surrency himself wrote letters to newspapers describing what he was experiencing, practically begging for help. In a letter published in the New York Sun in October of 1872, he wrote, "These manifestations are not confined to one room, nor to any particular time of day. They occur at all hours. We are unable to find any cause for the phenomena, but we are sure they are not the result of any human agency."
I wonder at what point he was actually convinced. It was the minister?
Probably.
Most likely.
Yeah. Minister comes in and says,
This
"Devil."
the devil.
And you're going to be like,
Oh, Lord.
I guess it's not pranks or sabotage, baby. It threw the Bible.
Yep.
And in the following weeks, people flooded the town. Some came to pray, some to mock, and others to investigate. Ministers from different denominations visited the home and performed blessings and exorcisms, but none of it worked. It's said that the activity actually increased after that. Yeah, so they just pissed them off.
Yeah.
So many of the disturbances centered around the Surrency children, particularly their teenage daughter, which led some investigators to suspect a poltergeist. But that theory didn't explain the sheer scale and visibility of the events. The fact that so many people witnessed objects flying, glass shattering, and mysterious figures walking through the house. At one point, the family fled their home, and they stayed elsewhere. But when they returned, the activity picked up right where it left off.
Shit.
So by 1873, the haunting began to taper off a little bit. The house remained standing for decades afterwards, and though the extreme activity ceased, residual phenomena such as strange lights, whispers, apparitions near the railroad, all continued to be reported in the area. The case grew so prominent that the Georgia State Legislature acknowledged it in session. And while they never issued a formal investigation, the event was considered serious enough to be referenced in discussions about local security and community welfare. A whole state body discussing a haunting.
In session.
In session. And the potential safety surrounding it is crazy.
Wow.
The original house is gone now, demolished long ago. But the legacy of the Surrency haunting lives on, not just as a ghost story, but as a piece of Southern American history. There's not a lot of great Southern American history, I'll say that. So, when it comes to hauntings, that's cool.
Yeah.
Documented by government figures, clergy, and the national press. To this day, people in the Surrency area report eerie feelings near the site of the old home. Paranormal researchers still occasionally visit the area, so we could take a little visit, see if we see anything near the train tracks, because they visit the area, particularly around the train tracks. And some claim to see glowing figures or feel unseen hands tug at their clothes.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either, but it would be pretty cool.
We got to take Zach with us.
Yeah, 100%. He gets absolutely terrified when it comes to ghost stuff. But he's also, like, Shauna put it best the other day because he plays this game with us, right? Mm-hmm. And he is the bravest, scared person that I have ever witnessed.
Hey.
And that was her statement.
Hey, you can't be brave without being scared. That's the thing about it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, this is true, but he's both at the same time.
Yeah.
So he will be absolutely terrified. And it's so funny because, like, the characters will be, like, crouched like this. For whatever reason, their hands are always up like this. And he'll go in, and I've got so many clips of him dying on this game. But what happens is he'll go in, and he'll just be like, fuck it, I'm going in. And then he'll be in, and he's just like frozen. It's just like, fuck. And I'm like, dude, you gotta hide. You gotta do something. Like, ghosts are gonna get you, bro. And my favorite thing that he does is a very classic, no, 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 no. And then the next thing you hear is, because the ghost always chokes you out and snaps your neck.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good times.
Some naughty ghosties.
Yeah, and then sometimes he'll be like, help, 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 guys, help me.
I think
It's so good. I love it.
from what you... Yeah, I remember you telling the story on here of his own ghostly encounter.
Yes, he's encountered some. And he did... so I've only had like a few... because obviously we've only been talking about this for like a week and a half, something like that.
Yeah.
So I've only ever had like maybe 2 or 3 ideas thrown our way. Shauna offered one house, and I don't want to incorrectly name what it is, but I think it's a funeral home now. But it used to be a home, and it's known for hauntings. And I think based on the fact that it is now a funeral home, there's a possibility that they might let us, if we talk to them, go in there and check it out. But that's over in Jonesboro, so very prominent area for us.
Yeah.
A lot of history there and stuff like that, so it might be cool. The other, Zach did mention the firehouse where he saw the ghosts and stuff like that. The only thing there is they have to work 24 hours a day, so there's not really any room to do like a ghost investigation or hunt when like people aren't around.
We could always go to that asylum that Bowen was talking about in Milledgeville.
And we can also go there.
I think you have to sneak in there, though.
Oh, do you have to sneak in there?
I think so.
Ah, shit. Well, I mean, I'm not above it. I'm not above sneaking in there. It's just more of a hassle. But I do want to look around in our general area, and I mean, like, general as in Georgia, because I'm willing to drive. Like, we've talked about recording these over the span of a couple of weeks and stuff like that. So like we can plan out a time when it would be most beneficial to drive a little bit further if need be, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But I want to check around Georgia, see what there is, what the most prominent things might be, what people have heard of. So please comment below some of the most haunted places that could potentially be visited by us without having to sneak in would be preferable. And then if we have to sneak in, we have to sneak in. Fuck it. But yeah, easy access is better. Yeah. Just overall. So, but yeah, so send your ideas in, because I'll also be doing some research, and I assume you will be as well. We'll look around, we'll find some cool stuff. We'll narrow it down to about 4 or so, and we'll get that underway here soon, because I've been doing a lot of research. It's all part of that deep dive. So we're gonna slowly
a whole bunch of ghost hunting equipment that I hadn't even heard about.
Yeah, I've been doing so much research. I know a bunch of different equipment that professionals use and stuff like that. And I mean, I want to get as close to professional as possible. I do want it to be a legit like ghost hunt. I want us to go in there with the intention of trying to find something. And if we don't, we don't. That's okay. But even just a little something would be super cool. Just to experience that.
When they're like, "Hey, spirits, it's me, your boy."
Yeah, that's still my favorite ghost hunting clip of all time. Hey, demons. What up? It's me, your boy. It's that's part of those 2 guys I was telling you about, Shane and Ryan. I love those guys.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm. But they're also where I've been learning a lot of the ghost hunting equipment.
They're pretty funny.
Yeah, they're funny. And, sometimes they get some questionable evidence. They get some things that raise an eyebrow, and then overall Shane is just a skeptic who doesn't believe, but would love to see evidence of it. He would love to be proven wrong, and I think that's where the balance is, because you have some people who just don't believe in ghosts, don't believe in anything, don't believe whatever, none of it's real, none of it's anything.
Yeah.
And then you have people who like, hey, I'm willing to say it's all real if I see it. And I get that. I resonate with that. Mm-hmm. I've had a couple of experiences here and there, but majority of things that I know of or have heard about ghosts is all secondhand. I've had like 1, maybe 2 experiences personally in my life.
Yeah.
That are just like not enough for me to like not write it off as a hallucination type of thing. You know what I mean? Like we've got some things. I've even talked about one of those experiences on the podcast here. But I could have been half asleep. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things that, like, I don't know. I was in the 4th grade. Who knows? Like, if I could just see something in person that isn't going to possess me,
yeah,
I'll be on board. Because I'll be pretty pissed if I get possessed, not going to lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will, too.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But we'll take crucifixes and stuff. And you know, like, why... I think they got to be made of silver or something. I think that's the most important part.
Think so?
Yeah, I think ghosts don't like silver. I'm going to do some research on that too. But there's a lot of them that don't like salt and they don't like silver.
But won't we, like, keep them away if we take all that?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should find some things that attract ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah, like...
Without getting possessed.
Yeah, like catnip.
Really?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I think we've gone on enough tangents today.
Have we?
Oh boy. I think we've touched based on a little bit of everything in life.
Except Marvel Rivals.
No. You got anything new going on over there?
They just released Ultron.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Good character to play with.
Yeah, pretty fun.
Okay.
He's got this little team up with Iron Man, and he shoots out this little continuous ray. It goes through everybody. It heals the allies, but it damages the enemies at the same time. It's like, psh, he's like, yeah, freaking Ultron, all over the place.
Sick, bro.
Hell yeah.
Your explanation is wild, but I like it.
Yeah, I'm very passionate about it, as you can see.
I could tell.
Yeah.
I could tell. How long's Ultron been out?
Not even a week yet.
Oh, okay. So this is fresh.
Yeah.
Got you. Cool.
Season 2.5.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nice.
I wonder who they're going to release next. There's rumors that it's going to be Jean Grey, but there was also rumors that they were going to release Blade, but they haven't.
I have heard Blade a couple of times, and I don't even play the game. Jean Grey would be cool. You know, it'd be even cooler than that.
Nightcrawler.
Absolutely Nightcrawler, bro. Like, that's just a given.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me Nightcrawler.
Yeah. Please, Nightcrawler. Okay. But yeah, other than that, do you have anything else?
Nah.
And by some miracle, neither do I. So, all in all,
that was Awk Awe.
and so it was. Bye, my friends. I almost forgot how to do our outro. I'm not gonna lie. That happens every time that we take like a little, and it's only for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. Like
it just escapes you.
Yeah, it's just gone. I think it's getting it started because I almost do like a Porky Pig thing, like that's all, and then I'm like no, all in all, you know what I mean? Like I just
can you do that?
That's all, folks.
There we go.
That's the closest I got.
And that's it.
All right.
Goodbye, my friends.
Goodbye, my friends.